A very good evening to all the beautiful people. Welcome to the new episode of Idols of Pune. हम इन्हें क्यों आइडल्स कहते हैं? ये किस लिए है? क्योंकि इनसे हम कुछ सीख सकते हैं। और इनसे हमें क्या सीखना है? बिकॉज हर पर्सन के पास में, हर एक इंसान के पास में कुछ नया होता है, बताने के लिए, करने के लिए, शेयर करने के लिए। और क्या पता इससे इसके साथ किसकी ज़िंदगी के साथ में रिलेशन हो जाए। ऑन दिस नोट, thanking Bobby Karnani VNWC team, I am Romal Surana. Welcome you all for Idols of Pune and are welcoming our guest Payal Shankar. Before
Thank
good
you.
evening, Payal ma'am.
Good evening, Romal. Thank you so much for having me here today.
Thank you so much. And before, as audience, many of you would know Payal, and somebody would not know Payal. किसी को पता होगा, किसी को नहीं पता होगा। तो मैं पायल के बारे में कुछ आपको बताना चाहूँगी कि पायल एक ऐसा पर्सन है, पायल एक ऐसी पर्सन है जिन्होंने कुछ लाइफ में करने की सोची जब हम लोग सोचते थे कि अब कुछ नहीं होगा। वो ऐसे हैं जो ब्रांड्स को बनाते हैं, यानी हम नेस्लेस को जानते हैं, हम सेंट्रल को जानते हैं, हम बहुत सारी ब्रांड्स को जानते हैं, बट क्या हम जानते हैं कि इन ब्रांड्स को बनाता कौन है? तो इन ब्रांड्स को बनाने के पीछे पायल जैसे लोगों का हाथ होता है। हम जब बात करते हैं कपड़े पहनना, मुझ पे क्या अच्छा लगेगा, मैं कैसी दिखूंगी, इन सब के पीछे क्या सोच है, क्या साइंस है, इसके टिप्स एंड ट्रिक्स भी पायल देते हैं। सो इज़न्ट दैट इंटरेस्टिंग कि हम अपनी सक्सेस के लिए, अपने फर्स्ट इम्प्रेशन के लिए एक ऐसे पर्सन को मिल रहे हैं जो हमें आइडियाज़ देंगे कि हमें आगे करना क्या है। क्योंकि हम सब विमेन हैं और जनरली 30s के बाद में आने के बाद में एक स्टीरियोटाइपिंग हो जाता है। क्या हम अच्छे दिखते हैं? क्या हमें ये सूट करेगा? अब तो उम्र हो गई है। ये सारी चीज़ों के ऊपर कैसे काम करना है और कैसे एक नई शुरुआत करनी है, इसके इसके लिए हम बात करेंगे पायल जी से। सो पायल जी, बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। वी वेलकम यू ऑन VNWC प्लेटफॉर्म ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ बॉबी करनानी एंड द टीम ऑफ VNWC। हार्टी वेलकम।
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I am very grateful and honored today to be here. Thank you so much.
So Payal ji, when I was reading your profile, I got to know that you do branding. You are there and you started in 30s. 30s के बाद में कुछ नया करने की हिम्मत नहीं बचती है हम में। आप में ये हिम्मत कैसे आई और कैसे ये हिम्मत हम जगा सकते हैं?
Right. So actually, I started at 35 to be precise. एंड जो मेरा फील्ड है उस फील्ड में मेरे सारे पेयर्स कम से कम मुझसे 10 years छोटे तो होंगे ही फॉर श्योर। बट जैसा कि आपने कहा दैट एक आफ्टर यू गेट मैरिड और यू हैव चिल्ड्रन एक स्टीरियोटाइपिंग हो जाती है कि अब ये मॉम है तो ये ऐसे ड्रेस नहीं कर सकेगी और क्यों करना है। प्रॉबेबली आई थिंक हम ही वो स्टीरियोटाइप्स बना देते हैं कि अब तो मैं मॉम हूँ, मैं ऐसे कपड़े कैसे पहन सकती हूँ एंड थिंग्स लाइक दैट। मतलब हम स्टाइलिश होना, अपने लिए जीना भूल जाते हैं शायद। तो आई थिंक दैट
सो
वाज माय
ट्रू।
बिगेस्ट इंस्पिरेशन टू स्टार्ट समथिंग ऑफ माय ओन, to put content out there that at any age one can dress up the way they want to, keeping in mind their body types, keeping in mind their lifestyle choices। जो आपको ठीक लगता है वो आपको पहनना चाहिए। आई थिंक दैट वाज माय ओनली थॉट व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड आउट। एंड बहुत स्ट्रगल्स थे, अभी भी स्ट्रगल्स चलते ही रहते हैं। बट इट्स अ वेरी हार्ट वार्मिंग जर्नी बिकॉज आई connect with people at a very emotional level, because there will be women who will come and write to me, or you will tell me that we never thought we could wear this, but after seeing you we feel inspired to wear it। So that's been my biggest victory, after starting this journey।
दैट्स लवली। एक एज के बाद में हम एक एज बोल देते हैं, आफ्टर 30s 35 जनरली बच्चे बड़े हो गए होते हैं, बच्चे इंडिपेंडेंट हो गए होते हैं अपनी अपनी चीज़ करने के लिए। उस समय अपने बारे में सोचना और कुछ कर पाना, उसका कॉन्फिडेंस हम में नहीं बचता क्योंकि ऑलरेडी हम मार्केट से काफ़ी पीछे चल रहे होते हैं, राइट? एक मार्केट से पीछे हो गए, फर्स्ट थिंग। सेकंड, इतने समय से कुछ किया नहीं तो खुद से डिसीजन लेने की आदत भी नहीं होती है, तो इसलिए हर एक चीज़ हस्बैंड को पूछ के करना होता है। तो कई बार उनका सपोर्ट मिले नहीं मिले, ये भी एक बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज है। और तब तक कि हमने सिर्फ घर देखा है और फाइनेंसेस भी हम संभाले नहीं है। अब जब खुद का वेंचर शुरू करते हैं, इट इज फ्रॉम बॉटम टू, मतलब टॉप टू बॉटम, हमको सभी चीज देखनी होती है। तो कैसे कर पाना, वो भी एक ऐसी फील्ड में जहाँ पे यंग ब्लड इज मोर एक्सपेक्टेड,
करेक्ट। सो
कैसे कर पाई आप?
yeah, so very true what you said, that वो आदत छूट जाती है, so even though I have worked since I was 18 years of age, but I have always worked in companies जहाँ कोई है कि आप 9 to 5 अपना काम करेंगे, आपको paycheck मिल जाएगा end of the month and story finish. But when I started my own journey, there were hurdles after hurdles, but there was a lot of support as well. I think your biggest support system is your family. And here I would really like to mention my husband, because जितना सपोर्ट उन्होंने मुझे किया है, आई डोंट थिंक आई वुड हैव मैनेज टू कम दिस फार अगर उनका सपोर्ट नहीं होता। बहुत आर्ग्यूमेंट्स भी होते हैं, बिकॉज देर इज अ लॉट ऑफ क्लैश ऑफ इंटरेस्ट, बिकॉज ही डजंट अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू डू अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम्स। हाउएवर द जर्नी इज ग्रेट ग्रेटिफाइंग, एंड जर्नी कंप्लीट तभी होती है जब हर्डल्स आते हैं, बिकॉज हर्डल्स टीच यू अ लॉट, आई फील, जहां आप रुकते हो आपको पता चलता है कि आप नेक्स्ट स्टेप क्या लेंगे वहां पे। सो इन दैट एस्पेक्ट आई फील कि I was grateful for all the hurdles also that came my way, because they taught me a lot. मुझे बहुत वहां पे सीख मिली कि मैं ये चीज कर सकती हूँ, और मेरे लिमिटेशन सिर्फ मैं हूँ, मैं ही अपने आप को स्टॉप कर रही हूँ। So I managed to pull through, keeping in mind a lot of factors that I have to do it. My biggest inspiration was that अगर मैं नहीं करूंगी तो कौन करेगा? So I have to do it.
So ये जो थॉट आना है, आई विल बी समराइजिंग सर्टेन पॉइंट्स ऑफ यू दैट यू हैव मेंशन्ड कि हम हमारी लिमिटेशंस होती है। और विद दिस नोट, इंसिडेंट जस्ट क्लिक्ड मी दैट देयर वाज अ कॉर्पोरेट, और वहाँ पे एक कॉफिन रखा गया, एंड देव कॉल्ड ऑल द पीपल देयर, एंड दैट सेड कि आज उस इंसान की मौत हो गई है जिसने तुम्हें रोक रखा था। एंड तो एवरीवन लोग, अच्छा इसने रोक रखा था, चलो देखते हैं कि किसने। एंड व्हेन दे वेंट, देयर वाज अ मिरर इन द कॉफिन,
I
एंड
have heard of
एवरीवन सॉ
this.
देयर ओन रिफ्लेक्शन। सो
It's a
योर थॉट
beautiful
एक्चुअली,
story. Yes, yes.
योर थॉट एग्जैक्टली रिजेंबल्ड मी देयर, इस चीज के साथ में रिलेट किया मुझे कि यस, वी आर द वन हु रिलेट अस, लिमिट अस सेल्फ। हम अपने आप को
Yes.
पीछे खींच के लेके जाते हैं। बट पायल, आप उन विमेन के लिए या उन लोगों के लिए क्या बोलेंगे जिन्होंने अभी अभी हिम्मत करके अपना ब्रांड शुरू किया है? पता है, ब्रांड शुरू करना ना एक इतना डिफिकल्ट नहीं है जितना उसे सस्टेन करना और ग्रो करना है। तो आप उन लोगों के लिए क्या टिप्स देना चाहेंगे? जैसे कि फॉर एग्जांपल देर आर लॉट ऑफ पीपल जो ट्यूशंस लेते हैं, केक्स बनाते हैं, या सर्विस इंडस्ट्री में है, या उनके अटायर्स हैं जो अटायर इंडस्ट्री में काम करते हैं। तो उनके लिए आप क्या बोलेंगे जिन्होंने अभी अभी काम शुरू किया है, हार्डली 6 महीना, 1 साल या 1.5 साल हुआ होगा? तो किस तरीके से वो अपनी ब्रांड को हाईलाइट कर सके, लोगों से अलग कर सके, क्योंकि प्रतिभा बहुत होती है, बट
Correct.
प्रॉब्लम ये होती है ना कि कैसे आप उसको डिफरेंट कर सके। शुरू तो कर दिया है, पर अब आगे कैसे लेके जाए?
Correct. And thank you, Romal, for this question, because you very rightly made this point that it's very easy to start a business. आजकल बहुत entrepreneurs हैं market में, but sustainability is a big, big question mark, because businesses आते हैं और उतनी ही जल्दी चले भी जाते हैं.
एग्जैक्टली।
So I work as a freelancer. I don't have a business as such. However, I work with a lot of new brands and homegrown brands. So I always give this advice to them that first and foremost, you have to be very, very sure कि आपकी niche क्या है, आपकी specialty क्या है. मतलब उस चीज पे आपको clear करना है. अगर आप एक shoe brand है या clothing brand है, तो आपको very clear होना है कि यही आपकी market है. आप 10 चीजें शुरू मत कीजिए एक साथ, एक चीज पे फोकस डालिए, which should be your prime focus. धीरे धीरे you can expand on that. That is very important. And I think being true to your business, to your thought process, to your goals in life. अगर आप चाहते हैं बिजनेस शुरू करना, तो उसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि उसके आपके लिए कोई और काम करेगा. आप लोगों को हेल्प कर सकते हैं, बट सारा रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आपका ही होगा. सो फर्स्ट इज ऑफ कोर्स टू हैव अ वेरी गुड विजन एंड अ फोरसाइट कि आपको करना क्या है आपके ब्रांड के साथ. एंड सेकेंड इज टू बी 100 I would say 1000% committed, because 100% committed तो आप लोगों को hire कर सकते हैं और salary दे सकते हैं, but जो 1000% की commitment में वो आप ही से आएगी. And ये मैं अपने personal example से कह सकती हूँ, because when I started my journey, I had just lost my dad. So it was a very emotional time for me, but I also knew that if I don't do it now, I have to put in that kind of effort and hard work now to distract myself. तो मेरे लिए मेरी distraction मेरा बहुत बड़ा motivation बन गया, and I put myself wholly and solely into the first 2-3 years. Of course, I realized that at the end of it, वो बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया था. I was not trying to, take in account my grief of losing my dad. But that besides the point, I think 100% dedication आपका होना चाहिए, passion होना चाहिए, that this is your baby. जैसे हम अपने बच्चे को पालते हैं, the minute you become a mother, and I think our maximum audiences would be women, and majority of our country also has women who are moms, and they are the ones who are taking the lead in running their own business, being entrepreneurs. So the way we look after ourselves, our child, कि उसका खाने का time हो गया तो सब छोड़ देंगे. Same way as your business, that if you have to do a delivery on time, you have to do it. Come hail, come snow, जैसे आपने अभी बोला that वहां पे weather इतना खराब था और आप try कर रहे थे, because there was that commitment कि मुझे live जाना है, so that sort of a commitment, passion, once it comes in now, I think every brand will grow. And personally, I would definitely love to even connect with those brands and promote them, because I actively work with local brands in Pune. That has been a very big, intention of mine, that I want to work with local brands in Pune. So if anybody wants to promote their business, fashion, lifestyle, beauty, home decor, I am all here to help you and support you in that.
That's really good. कि in today's date, what sells is a brand. It is not the product, because first impression is created by a brand name. So if your brand clicks, people will at least try. And for that, if your product is good, you will get a lot of customers. But
They will
first
come
is
back.
to create that. They will come back to you, searching you. भैया किधर गए तुम? बट वो पहले तो उनके दिमाग में वो ब्रांड का कीड़ा डालना जरूरी है कि मेरा ब्रांड अच्छा है. तो उसके लिए
Correct.
डेफिनेटली पीपल कैन रीच आउट टू यू. एंड हाउ पीपल कैन रीच आउट टू यू, इफ यू कैन mention your no Instagram account or something like that, where people can
Correct.
get in touch with you.
Definitely. So my Instagram handle is Payal V Shankar, PAYALVSHANKAR. And I have an email also, which is on the same name, payal@payalscribbles.com.
Okay, that's great. And if in the comment section, we'll mention that so that people can connect with you, those who want to.
Sure.
एंड पायल जी, वन मोर इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग जो मैंने आपके बारे में समझी है, वो ये है कि शरीर कैसा भी हो, वन शुड लुक ब्यूटीफुल. सो उसके लिए ये इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है कि आप क्या पहन रहे हो. कपड़े आपके हिसाब से होने चाहिए, आप कपड़ों के हिसाब से नहीं होना चाहिए. ये कॉन्सेप्ट को आप कैसे बताएंगे?
I think, Romal, you explained it so much better than I could have ever put in, that clothes do not define you, you define the clothes. I think that is exactly what I also talk about. So, my journey started when I became a mom, right? I was already a mom for 4 years. So I was not in the best of my shape, and I have always been on the heavier side as well. So my journey was to write about fashion for curvy women. Now, curvy women, married women, and women who have forgotten basically to dress up. So my whole thought revolved around that only. And when I say that clothes do not define you, you define the clothes, it simply means that wear what you feel like. जो आपके मन में आए वो पहनो. बस आप उसमें confident होने चाहिए और आपको अच्छा लगना चाहिए. When you look in the mirror, it should be something that you like, what you are seeing. And trust me, when you do that, people will like it as well. But lot of times हम खुद इतने awkward होते हैं. Example, if it is a short dress, we are only pulling it down 2-3 times and all. When a person sees us doing that, they also form an opinion that, oh, she's not looking comfortable, so she's not looking nice in that dress, right? So when I take one-on-one sessions for consulting with my clients, this is what I tell them, that wear what you want, keep your body type in mind, know what you should be wearing, but wear it with so much confidence that सामने वाला बंदा is like, wow, she looks like a dream, वो कितनी अच्छी लग रही है, she's carrying it off so well. That's exactly my thought, when I try and talk about dressing for your body type.
you you know certain things are very important because after once you deliver a baby, एक तो आपके अंदर इतने सारे चेंजेस हो चुके होते हैं, एंड बिफोर यू बिकम अ मदर, उस समय की लाइफ और आफ्टर बीइंग अ मदर, देयर इज अ डिफरेंस, ह्यूज डिफरेंस इन द वुमेन्स लाइफ। और उसके बाद में भी अपना सब कुछ सैक्रिफाइस करके बच्चों के लिए कुछ करना, और फिर बाद में खड़े होना, और फिर उसमें दिखना, बिकॉज हमारी ब्यूटी हमारे कपड़ों से जज की जाती है, हम कैसे दिखते हैं उससे जज की जाती है, ना कि हमारे पास में ब्रेन कितना है, हमारी स्किल्स कितनी है, उससे कम ही आंकी जाती है। इट इज़ मोर ऑन what you wear and what you look. So if at times you are not looking that good, if you are not that confident, people don't even look upon to you that what you sell or what you have within you. So
Correct.
how to develop that confidence level, that you are not dependent on your clothes, but you are able to project your skills in such a manner that people forget what you are wearing and they just focus what you are.
Correct, absolutely. So I think you said it very beautifully that having a kind heart and a kind personality is above everything, your clothes, your personality, everything. So if you're a nice and warm person, automatically people will like you, whether you're wearing fancy clothes, nice clothes or not, because I think that's what people do when they build equations. They don't, everything is virtual right now. Half the time, we don't even know how the other person is looking, but we are basing our conversations on the emotions that the person is talking about. Like before the live we had a very quick chat, but we were able to connect on a lot more, right? There were so many points that we could connect on immediately. So I think I'm also a practicing Buddhist. I practice Buddhism. So in that there's a saying which says the heart is what matters. So I think I totally
Exactly.
believe in that your heart being pure and everything else can be taken care of. Nothing is stoppable then for you.
So once you say Buddhism, you but this is out of your profile. How spirituality helps you in growing, because you mentioned Buddhism. So this is something which is related to spirituality. And as a woman, is it necessary to be connected to spirituality? What needs to be done then? If you're losing, if you're in depression, what should we do? I mean, not as a psychologist, but spiritually, how does it helps you?
Yeah. So I think man, woman, child, everybody should have a spiritual bent of mind, because in today's day and age, and also given the current pandemic, one needs some sort of mental peace, and the more we work towards our mental peace, I think physically we will be more able to handle the situations that come our way. So for me, meditation is a very important part of my daily life. And I think the one thing that keeps me going is meditation, because whatever I do through the day, whether I have 10 client calls, two shoots lined up, three virtual calls, anything, but my time for my meditation is fixed. Morning, evening, twice a day, I have to meditate. And I strongly promote this, that whatever works for you, I'm not saying Buddhism, but any sort of meditation that works for you, we have to do it. And children, even more so, because I think the youth really needs it, right? Because they have also gone through the pandemic. I think as adults, we have still braved it somehow, but we still need meditation. But everybody, man, woman, child, we all need to meditate. It is a door, it is an avenue to become better human beings. Given the current situation, and even later on, Corona will go one day, we will all get back to a normal life. But if we have meditation in our life, I think it is going to definitely be something that we can take forward in our life and be more wonderful human beings, at the end of the day. Rest, everything follows, money, fame, glory, it will come. But being a nice and kind person is most important. I mean, that's my thought. I always put kindness over everything else.
That is absolutely true. Ki this is something which is needed, and it is a need of an hour. Not just it was there always, but pandemic has made you realized more,
Very true.
right? Payal, few tips if you want to start your business. How do you start it? Because one is there who start, और एक कैटेगरी विमेन की ऐसी भी होती है जो पूरा टाइम यही सोच रही थी कि मैं क्या करूं, बट कुछ करती नहीं है। तो उनके लिए व्हाट फर्स्ट स्टेप क्या होना चाहिए करने के लिए? हाउ डू दे स्टार्ट देयर जर्नी?
Right. So I think what you said is very true that half the time we are also wondering what to do. I think every person is so unique and so talented, but a lot of times we forget to hone those talents, because we are always looking on the outside that अच्छा ये कर रहा है ये कर रहा है पर मैं क्या करूं मेरे को तो कुछ नहीं आता है. So I think the biggest thing here I would say is self introspection and self reflection. One, we have to understand what we are good at. It's absolutely fine to take counseling and help for that as well. We have beautiful career counselors these days, even spiritual counselors, who can guide you that if this is your intention, this is what you like doing. Just write down on a piece of paper 5 things I like to do in my daily life. I like to cook for my child. I like to draw. I like to bake. I like to dress up. अगर हम 5 things ऐसे लिख दें, we at least have a lot more clarity that this is what we can push ourselves to do better. And for women post 30, 35, I think tutoring, home coaching, baking, cooking lessons, even online, everything is online now. I think we are very blessed. My profile is very extrovertish, but I'm actually an introvert. I would be very happy to spend all my time at home with my child, with my husband, reading a book or something. And I think the pandemic has given everybody that opportunity to work from home and even earn of that, right? So getting
That is
good
true.
online classes, getting to know about online sessions, getting a little technically savvy, and thereafter pick up something that you like doing. So if it's simple baking classes, you can just write down 5 recipes that okay, these are the 5 types of cake I know how to make. Pressure cooker cakes, bake cakes, anything, and just put the word out. Ask your friends and family to help you. This is also one thing which I would really like to stress, that there is no shame, no harm in asking people to help you out. Hey, I'm starting a business, would you please share this in your networks? आई थिंक लॉट ऑफ टाइम्स हमारी खुद की इनिबिशन इतनी ज्यादा होती है ना, दैट नहीं वो तो इतना अच्छा कर रही है, मैं उससे पूछूंगी तो वो मेरे बारे में क्या सोचेगी. I think that is our biggest. I come back to the same thing. We are our own biggest limitations. We never want to surprise ourselves. We never want to do anything for ourselves. तो वो हमें एक stop gap रखना है that no, I want to do this for myself. ठीक है, my husband's taken care of, my child is taken care of, my family is fine, healthy. Now, what do I do for myself? The minute we have and we start with that process, I think life just opens all the opportunities. Then we don't even need these tips and tricks. The minute we know that we are doing this for ourselves, and it's important to be independent, financial independence, emotional independence, spiritual independence. It's important for everybody. So I think those are the things that you should be doing. Find that passion within you to start with. Ask for help from your friends, family, reach out to as many people, and do whatever you're doing with your full heart. Put your heart and soul in it. Overnight, nothing will happen, nothing will change. It took me almost 6 years, and the initial first 3 years, I just created content on my own. I had no brands reaching out to me. I didn't get paid for it. But every morning, I would just open my wardrobe, wear a nice outfit, take pictures, phone pictures, get friends to help me to take pictures, put it out on my blog, write a caption around it. Karte karte, brands started noticing me, and then they started approaching me. So it's a struggle, but it's worth it because I was very sure that I want to do this. So my passion within me drove me to that point where today I'm sitting here with you, and I'm just so blessed and grateful for that.
Payal, while talking to you, I realized 5 beautiful things about you, and I would like to share it with people. First thing, don't limit yourself, expand the limitation within you. So say yourself, I am limitless and I can do this. Second thing, what I've learned from Payal is that there is no age to start with. You can start anytime you want. Your clothes doesn't define you, it is you who define the clothes. Fourth thing which I've learned from Payal in this conversation is that do whatever, but it should be from your heart. It should come out from your heart. There should be love for it. And the fifth thing, which is very interesting, people, that I'm sure that you all will agree with that. Payal mentioned very बोलते ना उनकी बातों के बीच की बात यही थी कि अम, आप जो भी करते हो या उसके लिए दिल खोल के मेहनत करो, कंसिस्टेंट मेहनत करो. जब हम कोई भी चीज कंसिस्टेंटली करते हैं वो रिजल्ट देती है. सो हम मेहनत कर रहे हैं और सोच रहे हैं कि कल रिजल्ट आ जाएगा, वो पॉसिबल नहीं है. इसलिए कंसिस्टेंसी that pays you off, whether it's losing weight or is it making a business or it is doing anything, we need to be consistent doing it. आज मैं ये सोच रही हूँ, कल मैं वो कर रही हूँ, it doesn't pay you off. So what is important is doing things consistently. So
Correct.
these 5 lessons we can learn from Payal and we can
You
apply
summed it
them
so
in our life.
beautifully, Romal. I don't think I could have done justice to it. I'm mentally making a note of these points that I should say these for myself. It's beautiful. Thank you so much for saying this for me.
I am obliged because I was able to relate this point what you said, and I really wanted the ladies to know that from a woman who started late, 35 is said to be late कि अब आपके अंदर कोई एनर्जी नहीं बचा है, पर उसके बाद में जो मुकाम पे आज है आप पायल है, हम में से काफ़ी सोचते हैं कि हम उस मुकाम पे पहुँचे. तो उस मुकाम पे पहुँचने के लिए सिर्फ सोचने से नहीं होगा ना, आपकी तरफ बनने से होगा. यदि आपकी तरफ बनना है तो क्या करते हो आप जो हम कर सकते हैं अपने लाइफ में, ये जानना ज़रूरी था. दैट इज़ वाई आई जस्ट समराइज दिस 5 points so that people can apply in their life and they can also get the result out of it.
Yes, it's beautiful.
Right?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And viewers, this was my view of looking at Payal, but I would urge Payal to give her takeaways for the people who are watching. Your message, Payal, for the people who are watching you.
I think you really summed it very, very beautifully. I don't have much to say, but yes, one last thing I would like to add is that keep your tribe small, close, and beautiful, because it is a journey where when you start your journey, you will get a lot of hurdles, and the hurdles may not be always visible. Even invisibly, you will find people who may not support you on that journey. They may not say anything. And this has been my journey as well, where I have seen that people do not give me the correct feedback, or they do not, or they switch off on me and things like that. So I think the most important thing is that your tribe should be very close knit. You should have friends who can back you up unconditionally, and you do the same for them. It doesn't mean that you have to have a very big circle, know everybody. It's very good to be social, but keep that passion with you and share it with few close friends who support you without asking questions. That unasked question support is very important. And that is why I think even with my husband, I think after being married for 16 years, now we are at that understanding that he will not question me about my choices. And he'll be like, okay, you think this is important, so let's do it. And he will support me for it. So one is, of course, have your passion, be very, very passionate about what you want to do, put in as much hard work and effort as you can. Keep your goals very clear. You have to have that clarity that this is what you want to do. You need to have a path. Spirituality is a very important aspect of anybody's life. So invest time, energies in that, even if it's 5 minutes in a day, pray and meditate, think about things which give you positivity. And lastly, of course, like I said, keep your friend circle close knit, small. Keep, look out for them as you would expect they look out for you. So you also need to be there for them as much as they will be there for you, as much as you expect.
Wow, lovely. Because हम family में friends भूल जाते हैं, तो it is very important to have friends. And yes, VNWC rocks because we all are friends here. We are like-minded tribes together. And all
Absolutely.
thanks to Bobby Karnani and our whole core team who keeps up, connected with each other within this form. And thank you so much, Payal ji, for being here on the platform. I would thank Bobby once again and all the viewers who are watching us. This was the episode for Ideal of Pune where you met Payal Shankar. We will come again with one more Ideal of Pune from which you can learn and incorporate the qualities in you to grow high. It's not that you don't have a quality, but there will be someone who will remind you that which tribe you belong to. On this note, I'll take a closing here. Thank you so much for everyone for being here. We'll see you
Thank
soon with
you.
new episode on the same
Thank you
platform.
so
Thank you,
much,
Payal.
Omal. And thank you so much, Bobby, for the opportunity. Thank you so much. Very, very grateful. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Have a great day.